So we'll start.
Yes, sure. So I'm muting myself while you're speaking.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the closing ceremony of Elevator 24, hosted by the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Incubation Center of St. Xavier's College Autonomous, Kolkata. Today, we gather to celebrate the innovative ideas and entrepreneurial spirit that define the next generation of changemakers. This event is not just a competition, it is a platform where young minds come together to envision and create solutions for the future. We are thrilled to start with an inspiring session by our distinguished guest, whose expertise and accomplishments in the field of management and innovation will certainly set the tone for our day. It's my honor to introduce Mr. Indriyajit Sethi, Vice President and Head of Group Strategic Sourcing at Tata Group and an alumnus of IIM Calcutta. With over 20 years of experience in strategic sourcing, marketing, and sales, Mr. Sethi has played a pivotal role in transforming Tata's approach to source and procurement, achieving impressive efficiencies and innovations across the organization. At Tata, he has pioneered a shared service model for strategic sourcing that has become a Harvard Business School case study, recognized for its innovative corporate collaborations. His leadership has driven savings that are 30 times the operational cost and expanded the scope to manage over 30 indirect spend categories, including IT, fuel, travel, and more. His team's success is grounded in building over 40 strategic supplier partnerships and fostering long term value driven relationships. Additionally, Mr. Sethi has spearheaded Tata's digital transformation in procurement by adopting agile methods and implementing the TCS TAP platform, which has allowed his team to excel in a digital first environment. Known for his focus on value creation and people development, Mr. Sethi's insights on leadership and strategic sourcing will surely inspire us all. On behalf of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Incubation Center, I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Sethi. We are confident that his words will ignite new perspectives and provide invaluable guidance for everyone present. Without further ado, I would like to request Mr. Sethi to take over the podium. We are eager to hear your thoughts and experiences that will inspire us. So you can.
Thank you so much, Zara. Good morning, everyone. Uh, Really a pleasure to be speaking to the cohort at St. Xavier's. It's a college that I've always admired, and when you contacted me, it was such a pleasure for me. I myself am from a St. Xavier's, though not the Calcutta one. I grew up in a town called Bokaro, Steel City, where I studied in a school called St. Xavier's School. So I spent the first 18 years of my life uh, in the Society of Jesuit run school called St. Xavier's in Bokaro. Before I start talking, I just thought, if you're going to have a conversation today, which hopefully will be a little participative and I can hear all of you, can I request all of you, whoever is on the call, to just say one line so that the video spotlight is on you and I can know at least in one or two sentences who you are. So I'm going to go on mute, and if all of you can just quickly introduce yourselves. Tell me how long you've been studying this entrepreneurship, or are you doing an MBA course? What is your interest? So if you can just say one or two sentences, each of you. Thank you. I think you people will have to unmute yourselves and introduce yourselves one by one. We can go alphabetically if you like.
Good morning. So I'm Prisha Bhaiti. I'm the first year in Xavier's and I'm studying BCom. I'm planning to pursue MBA in my third year.
Just to quickly understand, you're in your third year of BCom and
No,
you're
I'm in my first year of BCom.
first year.
Be pursuing my MBA in my third year.
You're planning to pursue an MBA
Yeah.
and you're part of the entrepreneurship cell in St. Xavier's.
Sorry.
And you're part of this entrepreneurship
Yeah.
cell in St. Xavier's. All
Yes.
right. Good to know that. Okay.
Good morning, sir. My name is Praj, and I'm in BMS first year. And I too am planning to do MBA after my fourth year or third year. I haven't planned that yet, but I plan on going to the top B schools in India. Sir, you're not
So
audible.
are you in your first year of BBA? You said BBA or MBA
Yes, sir, first year.
or
BM.
BBA?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, that's the Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. My son is doing the same thing in Bombay. So good. Glad to meet you. Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Okay, who's next?
Good morning, sir. My name is Shruti Chataria. I am also a first year BMS student in Xavier's, and I wish to get into the marketing management line in future
Good.
after pursuing
Good.
MBA.
Good to
Yes.
meet you too, Shruti. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I'm Khushi. I'm also in the first year pursuing BCom honors right now, and I am also pursuing CA, and I'll give my foundation in January.
Okay.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
to meet
I'm
you,
Sahani.
Kushi.
I'm a first year BCom student and I'm currently pursuing CA course. I'll give my inter exams on May next year.
Sorry, who was that? I can't see the video. So what's your name?
Sir Suhani.
Suhani. Okay. Hi, Suhani. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Hi, sir. I'm Utsav Shroff. I'm pursuing my BCom honors
Sorry, I
during
didn't get your name. What's your name?
So it's Utsav.
Utsav. Hi, Utsav.
Hi, sir. So I'm Utsav. I'm currently pursuing my BCom from St. Xavier's College. I'm in my first year and I want to pursue CFA for my second year. I'll give my first CFA attempt, I think, in August.
Okay. Wonderful. Good to meet you, Utsav.
Likewise.
Good morning, sir. I'm Himanshu Jindal. I'm also first year BCom student at St. Xavier's. I
Okay.
aim to pursue MBA during my third year of college.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I'm Drishti Tibrewal. I'm also pursuing BCom honors in St. Xavier's. Along with that, I'm pursuing CA and I'll be giving my inter in May.
Hi, Drishti. Good to meet you. Anyone else, Zara? Or
Good morning, sir. I'm Ragini Agarwal.
I can't hear you.
Good morning, sir. I'm Ragini Agarwal.
Okay.
I'm pursuing BCom honors from St. Xavier's itself. I'm planning on giving my CFA exams from next year.
Oh, wish you all the best. Anyone else?
So there are many participants, but I don't think they all are able to unmute themselves.
Fair enough. So, what I'm getting a sense is that there is a mix of many of you who are doing your BCom and you hope to do a CFA or a CA or a MBA later on. And there are a few of you who are also doing a BBA or a BMS from Xavier's, right? So, can I request any two or three of you, you can volunteer to share why you are part of the entrepreneurship cell? What have you learned till now in the entrepreneurship cell? Did you get an understanding of business? Did you get an understanding of finance? Did you get an understanding of marketing or how startups operate? So if two or three of you can share with me, what is your understanding, and what have you gained from the entrepreneurship cell? Anyone who would like to volunteer?
So I will go ahead. So I joined this ESET with an idea that I knew I wanted to pursue entrepreneurship like after my studies. So I thought this would, guide me, give me an understanding of how things actually work in reality. And I've gotten a lot of exposure from speakers like you. Like we have so many sessions over the years, so actually understanding the realities of owning a business or working in a business or striving towards, making a business better. So it's really helpful when you actually know what you can expect in the future after you are out of college or out of school and university. So you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. What is your name?
So I'm Zara.
Zara. Yeah. So Zara, I really like the response you gave me, and I will try and share some insights from the work that I do in response to what you said. Yeah. So I will come to that in the next 30, 40 minutes. Is there anyone else who would like to share what they are gaining from the entrepreneurship cell, what they hope to learn?
So, like, there are various departments in EDCIC as well, like finance, marketing, and PR and other things. So, it's helping me gain insights, like, it's helping me hone my communication skills, analytical skills on how to, like, analyze different situations and work with various people, teamwork qualities as well. Like, and there are certain opportunities, like, interacting with, sending mails, drafting proposals, then working on ideation meetings, marketing meetings, and even biz walks to go in like hands-on to gain hands-on experience or practical experience. So these are a few things that I'm uh, currently getting from EDCIs.
So that's also very good input for me, Shruti, because I will, when I'm speaking to you people, I'll try and help all of us together to learn some of these issues from my experience. Would anyone else like to give their input? Fine. I understand that people may not be so comfortable speaking in the beginning. So what I'm going to do is, what I have realized in the last 15 years is that old people should not speak too much because we don't really know what is happening in today's world in terms of business or technology or strategy. So what I will do is I thought I will start the session with all of you because you all want to understand what really happens in the business world. So I will share with you. Are you all familiar with the case study method? Do you do case studies in your BBA or BBS or even in BCom? Do you do case studies? Yeah, I can see a couple of you are nodding your heads. Maybe others have not done. So I'm bringing to you a live case study which is happening right now, this month, in my business. So I'm going to share that with you. And I'm again going to request you people to feel free and the issue is still alive. All right. We haven't yet solved the problem. So if you can help me with your suggestions on what I should do. So I will explain the background in the case to you. I'm part of the Tata Group. The Tata Group is a very large group consisting of many Tata companies. It is not a single company. So in eastern region of India, if some of you are from eastern region, we have large companies like Tata Steel and Tata Motors. We have hotel company called Taj Hotels. We have a tea and coffee company called Tata Consumer Products, which has Starbucks also as a brand. We have a hotel company, Indian Hotels. We manufacture air conditioners, right? So Tata Group has about 20 very large companies. All these companies, they use a service called International Courier Service. It's a very simple business service, which all of you understand. So supposing from India, we want to send a tea sample of 30 kilos or 40 kilos to our tea company in the UK, which is called Tata Tetley, right, or Tata Global Beverages now, we use an international courier service. If we have to send an urgent business document to the US, we use international courier service. If there is a customer who's using a Jaguar Land Rover car in India, and we urgently need a spare part, which may weigh 3 kilos or 4 kilos, it is sent by an international courier service. So the service is easily understood by all of you. The international courier service. Yeah. If you can just either shake your hand saying yes or right. So you're all familiar. So I thought I'll pick a business service which is easily understood by everybody, right? Now the situation we have is that for the last 15 years, we had as a company or as a group, Tata Group, a single supplier, which I will call supplier A for this service. So we had what is called a strategic partnership with one global supplier who was giving us excellent pricing. So they were giving us a discount of about 30% on the international courier rates, because our total expenditure on international courier service every year is about 50 crores. So we have a very large spend on international courier service, and they were giving us a discount of 30%. And last 15 years, we had the same supplier. We did not change the supplier. There were no other good international suppliers in India. And this year also, in March, we signed a contract with this supplier, and the contract is valid till April 2025. Is this clear till now, what I'm saying? Yeah. Can any of you, I can see a lady called Ragini. Ragini, did you understand what I'm saying? If you can unmute yourself. Or I can see Drishti and Shruti and Arka and Khushi. So can one of you confirm that what
Yes.
I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the issue right till now is clear. Okay. So I have signed a contract in March this year where I'm getting a 30% discount. My total business is 50 crores till April next year. I've already signed the contract. What has happened after I have signed this contract? That two new suppliers, supplier B and supplier C, and these are also very large international companies. They are America-based companies. They are very large, $10 billion turnover, $12 billion turnover. They have approached me and they have said that you are getting 30% discount from this supplier. We will give you 50% discount if you take our service, right? So what will happen that if I sign a contract with them now, my group, the Tata group, will save 10 crores per annum. That's a fairly large amount, right? You'll all agree, right? You can just nod your heads if you don't want to speak this, right? So my job in Tata Group is to save money for Tata Group. It's a single line description. There is no other description of my job. I'm supposed to save money for the Tata Group. So if I sign a contract with these two companies and start using their service, instead of the supplier with whom I have already signed the contract, my company will save 10 crore rupees, and that's a large amount of money, right? So now, what do you think I should do? This is a case study I'm presenting to all of you. What do you think I should do? What do you think the supplier with whom I have a contract, and this is a marketing issue for that supplier, right? So that supplier has a contract with me till April next year. So from a marketing and business development point of view, what should that supplier do? So can I request some, you can think, if you're a BCom student, you can think from a finance point of view. If you're interested in marketing, you can think from a marketing point of view. If you're, thinking about ethics, you can think from an ethics point of view. You can think from a communication perspective. So what do you think I should do as someone who's responsible for this? Yeah. So if I can request some of you to try, and the situation is still alive, so there is no right or wrong answer. So what do you think I should do?
So like I think in the short run, it might save you like the 10 CR you can save that.
Can I request you to just speak a little louder or come closer to your mic, because I'm
Yeah, sir, sure. Hello, am I audible right now?
much better. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think like saving that 10 CR does mean a lot. That's a huge amount, obviously. But I think like it could ruin your like brand's image with that particular supplier, with whom you have already signed that contract that you will provide business to them, and likewise till April. Like I don't think it is a good trade-off. Like there is no price tag on image, right? I think you should not go on with like choosing the other supplier.
Okay, that's a good input. Thank you. I'm going to keep that in mind. Anyone else? No. No one has a point of view.
Sir, according to me,
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
what's your name?
my name is Pulak Sethi.
Yeah, hi, Pula.
So, yeah, according to me, negotiation with the current supplier of yours will be a better option because we are here to do business and keeping relationships help, but there's a huge amount of money involved, 10 crores of big value.
Right. Okay. So what are you suggesting actually?
Negotiation with the current supplier to provide a better rate to
Okay.
compete with uh, pros, um, the other one, which
Okay.
is giving us 50% of discount.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. Anyone else has a point of view? No. Anyone who's doing a BMS or BBA, what do you think? So this is what I should do. What should the supplier do? The supplier whose business is being threatened because others are giving a lower price to us. It's a 15-year-long business. It's a lot of business for them also, 50 crores a year. So what should the supplier do from a marketing perspective and from a relationship perspective? Anyone has any suggestions?
So so the thing is, I have a point, but it's countering Pulak's point.
Sorry, what's your name? I'm sorry, I can't see you, so I don't know your name.
So it's also you. I gave the
Oh,
first.
okay, yeah.
So I had a bit of an issue with Pulak's response. Like he's saying, yes, obviously it is business, but business at the end, you have to build relationship with the companies you are having business, right? Like if say I have this supplier, I have been dealing with him for let's say 10 years, but after a certain point, let's say there comes another company, he gives me bigger amount of let's say discount, he gives me 50% off. That's still not enough for me to just suddenly change my ways with him, right? It is not enough money. Like from an ethical point of view, it's just not justifiable for me.
Okay, I understand your point of view. So, any other comments? What should the supplier do? That's my question. So, here's a supplier who could lose our business, which is a large business of 50 crores. What should the supplier do? No suggestion. So, I'll quickly share with you what we have actually done in this case, right? So, what we have done is that we have done exactly what you suggested. We went back to the same supplier and we gave the supplier a price target and we said, listen, 10 crores is too much money for us to also give up. But since we have signed a contract with you for 1 year, we will honor that contract. If you decide not to reduce the price for the next 1 year, we respect that decision. And we will not force you to reduce the price because we've been working with you for the last 15 years when these two suppliers were not around. These two suppliers have probably given a very aggressive price just to win our business, right? So we will not break the relationship with the existing supplier. However, to make sure that we don't lose the entire benefit, what we have done, we have signed a contract with the new suppliers for just 30% of our business. So that it puts some pressure on the existing supplier to improve the price, if not this year, then in the next year going forward. So we have kept 70% of the business with the existing supplier, and we have shared 30% of the business with the new supplier to give them an opportunity because we also want to try out how good is their service, how good is their resolution, how good is their turnaround time, how good is their billing practices. So that is what we have done. Both of you were right, and we have taken a mixed approach on this. I'll now quickly, I just wanted to take this example so that we could have a conversation. And I'll now come to the subject of the conversation today, which Zara had sent and I had selected. I'll talk to you a little bit about myself and few things which I think are very important for all of you going forward in your personal journeys and when you do your MBA. So, as Zara said in the introduction, I did my schooling from St. Xavier's in Bokaro Steel City, and then I did a BCom honors from Delhi from Kirodimal College. And after that, I went to IIM Calcutta. And one of the hardest lessons in my life I learned in IIM Calcutta. Because till then, uh, I had in college, I had done quite well, and I didn't need to study very hard, right? So for me, school was easy academically. For me, college was easy academically. I could study a little bit and I could get good results. But when I did my MBA, I got a very, very harsh lesson. I failed very fast. So in my first term, when I did my first term exam, my overall grade was a B. And if you don't have a A or a A plus grade in your first term, you don't get good internships. So it was very difficult for me to get a summer internship. So, Zara, to the subject of today, you fail fast, and then you. So the most important lesson I learned in the first 3 months of my MBA, and this is what I would like to share with all of you, is that you have to make yourselves work every day. The work ethic and a discipline, no matter how smart you are. And I'm sure all of you are very smart, very intelligent, very good IQs. But if you don't apply yourself on a daily basis, if you don't work hard every day, and if you don't excel at every exam, every opportunity, I'm sure you've seen a lot of reels where people say that you prepare yourself every day for the opportunity which is going to present yourself for you. So when the opportunity comes, you're ready for it. So that's the first lesson I learned in life. When I failed, I mean, I didn't really flunk, but I got a B grade, and a B grade in IIM Calcutta is a very low grade, right? You're in the bottom 60% of the class. So that was a very tough lesson for me, and which a lesson that I carry till today, that I have to work hard every day. I have to prepare for every opportunity in my life. So when I finished my MBA, I was very keen on marketing. I loved marketing as a subject. And in marketing, I realized that most of the examples which are spoken about in marketing are examples about positioning and brand communication, right? So I decided to start my career in advertising. So I joined in Calcutta an advertising company which is called J. Walter Thompson now. It was then called HTA, Hindustan Thompson Associates. And I worked in advertising for about 4 years. And I thoroughly enjoyed that part of my work. And I got to work on some amazing brands. Some of the brands are again Calcutta based. So I worked on ITC, which was my first brand that I ever worked on. I worked on Exide, which is again a Calcutta based brand. I worked on Imami, which is a Calcutta based brand. And these are some of the best Indian brands that you can get your experience on. Again, one of the lessons that I learned when I was working in advertising, that I was doing highly operational work. I was not doing strategic work. So I was helping to develop advertising communication, brand communication, collateral. At that time, we didn't have digital marketing, but I was not getting to do product management. I was not getting to do pricing decisions, commercial decisions. So after about 4 years, I shifted to a marketing organization. So I joined an organization called Gulf Oil India Limited as marketing manager. And I started getting into a lot of these areas where I was handling product development, packaging development, pricing decisions, commercial decisions, sales support, and so on. So that was my journey. Uh, and I worked in 2 or 3 marketing companies. And once again, failure hit me very hard. Unfortunately for me, 2 of the organizations that I was working in, they were acquired by larger organizations. So I used to work for an organization which used to have a brand of coconut hair oil called Coco Care, and that company was acquired by Hindustan Lever. So I then had to look for another job. So I went to a bank and worked as head of marketing, a bank called Times Bank, and we did an IPO of Times Bank, and it was a very good bank. It was a new age digital bank. But within 2 years, that bank was acquired by HDFC Bank. So then I shifted with all my other colleagues to HDFC Bank. And then from there, I moved to the Tata Group because I was not very happy with my job in HDFC Bank, because the job that I was doing There was another person already doing that job in HDFC Bank. So there were two of us, sort of competing for the same job. So when I joined Tata Group, I got an opportunity, and this is very relevant to the entrepreneurship development cell, to literally do a startup. So in such a large group, which is more than 130, $140 billion turnover, a global group, I was given an opportunity to do a startup almost from day one. So these are very early days when people were not really using digital platforms. But we had, this vision, and not mine. This vision was actually our current group chairman, Mr. Chandrasekharan's, that there should be a digital platform which should be built where all the Tata companies, they can aggregate their sourcing or their buying of indirect commodities and services, and we can create strategic partnerships with best in class suppliers, and we can create a mutual advantage for both the Tata companies as well as the suppliers. Now, you may or may not believe this, but this had never been done before anywhere in the world. There was no other similar corporate like the Tata Group. And the difference between Tata Group and other corporates is the Tata Group is a conglomerate where there are about 74 different legal entities. So Tata Motors is a totally different company. Tata Steel is a totally different company. Indian Hotels is a totally different company. So all the 70 companies have totally different management. They have their own sourcing organization. They have very qualified people who work in those companies. So we had to make a proposal to them that we will step in and we will help you to source at better pricing, better terms, better quality, better service and support than you already do. So from day one, when I call this an entrepreneurship journey. From day one, we did not have a mandate from our group that everybody has to work with us. So we had to go to each of our stakeholders, which are different Tata companies, and we had to tell them what value we would create for them. We had to tell them how we would help them to improve their profit. We had to tell them through actual numbers how we will help them to save more money than they were saving currently. We had to tell them how we will help them to improve the process of buying. We had to tell them how their vendors would give them better quality, better after sales service than they were getting. So this is the most important role that I was able to play, where I was able to create collaboration between more than 20 to 30 Tata companies to work together. And all these companies had not worked together in sourcing before. They were working together in other areas like quality or brand and so on. But in sourcing, they had never worked together. So I was able to bring all of them together based on the idea of mutual benefit and creating value for each of the companies. And to me, that is the most important lesson in entrepreneurship. We always hear about putting the customer first. So what we were able to do is we were able to put the customer first, and we were able to demonstrate to each of the companies how we would create value for them. So how did we actually do this? We did what is called an opportunity analysis. So we studied the balance sheet and we studied the indirect spend of the top 20 to 25 Tata companies. We identified what are commonly called low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit are those things which are easy to do, where you can demonstrate results quickly and people will see value quickly. So we identified 2 or 3 categories. We identified laptops as an easy to do category. We identified air tickets as an easy to do category, right? And we collected the spend from the Tata companies. We aggregated the volume and we went to the suppliers and said, you are right now dealing with individual Tata companies and you are a supplier to, let's say 3 out of those 20 Tata companies or 4 out of those 20 Tata companies. We will give you an opportunity to work, instead of working with 3 or 4 Tata companies, to work with 20 Tata companies. So if you are, let's say, in laptops, if you are HP or Lenovo or Dell, if you are doing today 100 crore business with Tata Group, we are giving you an opportunity to do 300 crores business of Tata Group. So that's the second lesson in entrepreneurship, that you create a win-win. You don't try to take all the advantage for yourself. You create an opportunity for all stakeholders of the system. So the laptop suppliers were very excited because they said, hey, we will double, or we'll grow our business by 2 or 3 times in the Tata Group. Two, we don't have to go and do selling to 20, 30 Tata companies. We get a platform where we can address all the 20 or 30 Tata companies together. So by God's grace and with amazing support from my bosses at that time, because whenever I would fail in a negotiation, I was good at upward delegation. I would go to my bosses and say, can you help me speak to the chairman of Jet Airways, Mr. Naresh Goyal, because they are not giving me the discount I want. And my boss would speak to Mr. Naresh Goyal, and I would, be able to deliver the result I had. So this is a very important lesson, that if you can find the low-hanging fruit, and if you can demonstrate early successes, right? And I see many startup founders talking about this, that when you are an entrepreneur, don't try to go for all of India or the entire world. Take a small subset of your target audience, fail there or succeed there, and then scale it up. So take your idea, implement it, execute it well with a small set of your consumers, and then take it to a larger audience. So that is what we did. We went step by step, right? Once again, I have a small issue. Okay, I'm going to switch to my phone for this call. Zara, will you give me 2 minutes? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Also, you could not hear you. Could you repeat?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me now, Zara?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had some issue with my laptop. I think going into a restart or something. So this one second. Yeah. Okay. So I just do it on the phone. So for us, the most important lesson is that there are multiple stakeholders. You find the low-hanging fruit, and as quickly as you can, you execute well. You learn from your early failures, and then you scale up. Right. So I'm going to take a pause here before I continue, and I share some of the other insights or examples with you, because we're already at 10:40. So I would like to take some questions if anyone has any questions.
Yes, sir. The first question that I wanted to ask was, how can students and young professionals embrace failure as a learning tool without fearing its negative consequences? Because that is a thing that most of us face.
So can I request, because I have failed, I gave you the example when I failed, but your mental strength is extremely important. Sometimes not everybody is the same, right? People are different. Uh, so luckily, I was able to bounce back from my failure, and I had determination to do better. But what do you all think? How should students cope? I wouldn't call it failure. I would call it a temporary setback. How do you think people should cope? Can I request some suggestions from you all?
Sir, I think that instead of at such a young age, we should not take it as a failure, and every opportunity that comes our way, we should optimize and capitalize on it so that we learn something new and that adds on to our experience so that when we try and do something new and when a new opportunity comes in, we don't repeat the same mistakes.
So you're on mute.
So, sorry, any other suggestion?
So I feel like it is good to be optimistic in the first attempt, but like not completely like um expecting too much out of it, because we should be resilient. Like if something does not work out, how to be
Okay.
better, how to.
So I'll share something which has worked with me in the last 20 years. And to me, it is the most important thing in life. Okay. You need to have a very good cohort. You know the what cohort means? All of you? Can anyone take a guess what I mean by the word cohort? So this entrepreneurship development cell, for example, is a cohort. It's a group of like-minded people, right? It's a group of people who support each other, have similar interests, and who don't let anyone fail. Uh, uh, does that resonate with you people? Can I just request some responses?
Yes.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So this
Yes, sir,
has
definitely.
helped me the most in my life. I realized from my early failure when I was doing my MBA and later on in life that I don't necessarily have to have knowledge about everything. I don't have to struggle alone. So if you are weak in a subject, you need, and like I said, people are different. You may be a shy person, introspective person, maybe you can't reach out to others. But if you have taken the first step to join something like the EDIC, try to train yourself to reach out to people for help. So if somebody is weak in stats, they can reach out and learn stats from somebody. If somebody is weak in financial accounting, somebody is weak in economics or ecotricks or something, right? Reach out and take help. Uh, do ideation with your friends and colleagues. So reaching out for help, taking help, learning from your friends and colleagues, and listening actively to what others are saying. If you don't have a closed mind, and if you say that I'm actually listening to the advice and suggestion you're giving me, and it may not be what I feel, it may be something contrary to what I feel, but I'm willing to act on it, I'm willing to evaluate it. To me, to have a good set of people with you in life, right? It may not be very large number, could be four or five. Does that resonate with you people in terms of handling setbacks and failures?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So I think that is the most important thing to develop in life. Because once you have that, once you have, what I think you young people call your tribe, right? Once you have your tribe of people, uh, not the partying tribes that you have separately, not the traveling, group, right, which you have separately and so on. You have a bunch of people you go out to eat with. That again is a different tribe. But professionally, for your entrepreneurship, for your academics, for your work, even when you start in an organization, the most important thing is how many people are you open to? How many people are you yourself helping and making yourself available to? So the next thing which I am going to suggest to you is a phrase which is, again, you people are more familiar than me. It's called paying it forward. So I take any opportunity I can get if I can help somebody, right? So anybody in Tata Group, and I'm very, very privileged to work in a wonderful group like the Tata Group. I work with people in 20 or 30 companies. And in my 15, 20 years of experience, I have never once had an occasion where I've reached out to somebody in any Tata company and that person does not report to me. That person has no reason to help me. But if I reach out to them and say, hey, let's work together, I have an idea. The only question they ask is, will this benefit my company? And if I can convince them that it will benefit their company, people have a very open mind and they have always been very, very happy to collaborate with me to work with. The only question they ask is that what you're saying, will it help the company I'm working for? People have no selfish or personal agenda. And then they work with me. So I work sometimes with groups of people, 20, 30 people from 10, 15 different Tata companies. I'll describe quickly a project to you that I'm working on. It's a project which is very close to my heart. Almost all the Tata companies, they use DG sets. You know what a DG sets, right? When you have a power failure, you use a DG set to generate electricity for 2, 3 hours when the power has gone, right? You all know that, right? So now these DG sets, they emit a lot of pollution, a lot of smoke, a lot of carbon dioxide. So the government has made a very wonderful rule that now all DG sets have to have something called an emission control device retrofitted. So for the Tata Group, we have thousands of DG sets across the country. And we are working, my team, there are people in my team, we are working with about 10, 15 Tata companies to understand, what is the right technology that we should use. We are working with some of the global suppliers and Indian suppliers to understand what is the right technology, what is the right process, what is the right solution, what is the right cost, so that we can afford to do it. And everyone comes forward to share technology, to share their knowledge. So I attended a meeting where 3, 4 group companies, they had some amazing technical suggestions to make, very open mind. So if you find the right cohort from whom you can learn and keep learning in life, right? I think that's the biggest asset you can have. And if you can pay it forward, if you help people, people will always reciprocate. So that's the second thing that I would really like to share with all of you. Any other questions, Zara?
Yes, sir. We have few more questions. We'll just take it up.
Sorry?
I had a question.
Yeah, sure.
So like you are working with your team or an organization. So how do you make sure that your team like learns from the failures or the mistakes that you have made and not repeat it or like make similar mistakes in the future?
So we have a very good, it's a great question. We have a very good process, and it's part of our agile process. So the agile process essentially helps you to get things right the first time, correct? And it's a process where I don't know if you people are familiar with the agile process. Today, I don't have time to get into it, but I'll quickly tell you what we do. So first of all, we have a very collaborative process. So my team very often may not have the necessary knowledge to do a project. So when we do a sourcing project, there are different categories that we work on. And in many of these categories, the technical expertise for the quality, the specifications, the commercial acumen may not be available with our team. So the first thing you have to do is you have to admit that to yourselves. And you have to bring in the correct expertise into the project. If you bring the correct expertise into the project very quickly in the initial stages, you are taking a good step towards getting it right the first time. So we have a very interesting process where we get the best technical people from different Tata companies. And like I said, for us, a very important stakeholder is the supplier. So we invite the important stakeholders to talk to us about the technology and the process and what is the right way to approach that particular category. Once we have done that, then we start the sourcing process. So we don't start the sourcing process directly, right? And once we complete the sourcing process, what we do is we do a very realistic self evaluation and we create a document and we write down the mistakes that we make. So it is not that we don't fail, even though we try. So there is one particular category. I'll just give you the name of the category. It's called cutting tools. These are tools used to cut metal and to make parts for auto components and so on. Our team worked on that project for 6 months, but we couldn't succeed. We failed on that project totally, right? So we are now very clear why we failed on that project, and we have recorded it. We know that we will still not succeed on that project. But the learning from that project now is available on our digital repository for us to study when we do a new project in a similar category. So that is what we are doing. We are recording our mistakes, we are admitting them honestly. We are not blaming any person for the mistake. We're trying to find the real reason behind the mistake. And from time to time, our team members are studying why we have made that mistake so that we don't repeat it again. I hope that answers your question, but I'm not sure. You can tell me.
Yes, that was a great response. Thank you for answering the
Okay,
question.
thank you. Thank you.
So we have one last question.
Sure.
Like, what role does risk-taking play in innovation? Like, how can we as college students build the confidence to take smart risks to towards in the future?
That's a very tough question to answer, Zara. My response would be, and I will borrow from my marketing experience in that. I always believe in doing a pilot or a proof of concept. And it goes back to the topic for the day, where you fail fast, you learn fast, right? So, supposing you're an entrepreneur, and right now I'm mentoring a young man called Abhir Mehra who wants to enter the sustainable packaging business. So there are certain ideas that he's exploring and he's taking my help. And what I have suggested to him is that where he lives in an area called Lokhandwala in Bombay. So I've told him, let us not try to do anything for Bombay or let us not try to do anything in India. Let us take Lokhandwala as a market. Because luckily in India, the density of population is so high that, you know, Baliganj itself in Calcutta has such a large population that if you want to test marketing or a proof of concept or what is called a pilot, you can do it in that area and you can fail and you can learn the lessons from there. You've taken a risk, but you've taken a risk with some boundaries and some limits around it. And from that learning, you can then take the next step, or you can increase the scale, or you can grow larger. Again, I don't know if that answer really makes sense to you, but I always believe in doing a pilot or a proof of concept.
Got it, sir. It does
Yeah.
make sense. I've understood it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, then. Thank you, everyone.
So we could
I
move to the closing session now.
Sorry,
We could move to the closing session now.
what is the closing session?
I'll just give the closing speech for today's
Okay,
session.
okay. Yeah,
Right.
sure. Thank you.
As we come to the close of this insightful speaker session, I stand here with a heart full of gratitude and humility. Today, Mr. Indriyajit Sethi has shown us the true spirit of entrepreneurship, sharing invaluable insights that have undoubtedly sparked inspiration in all of us. His stories and expertise have deepened our understanding of the entrepreneurial journey, offering us practical wisdom that will guide us well beyond this event. On behalf of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Incubation Center of St. Xavier's College Autonomous Kolkata, I extend our sincere thanks to Mr. Sethi for gracing us with his presence and sharing his experience. It is a true privilege to have hosted such an accomplished individual, and his words will remain with us as we strive to transform our ventures and contribute to a brighter future. Our deepest gratitude also goes to our esteemed principal, Reverend Dr. Dominic Savio, SJ, and our vice principals, Reverend Dr. Joseph Kulendai, SJ, Reverend Dr. Peter Arokyam, SJ, and Professor Bertram da Silva, for their encouragement and support, helping us uphold the great Xaverian reputation. I'd also like to acknowledge the dedicated guidance of our faculty advisor, Dr. Arup Kumar Mitra, whose mentorship at every step has been invaluable. Today also marks the conclusion of Elevator 24 College Level, our annual B Plan event. This platform has given our participants the chance to showcase their business acumen, creativity, and problem solving skills, and we couldn't be prouder of each team that participated. The effort, dedication, and enthusiasm you brought to the event truly embody the entrepreneurial spirit we champion here at the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Incubation Center. And now, it is my great pleasure to announce the winners of Elevator 24 college level. Each of these teams has displayed extraordinary talent, and we congratulate them wholeheartedly. In the third place, we have Team Dreamer. Congratulations to them. In the second place, we have Team Care Coders. Congratulations to them as well. And finally, the first place, the winner of Elevator 24 college level, is Team Hustlers, which has won this competition. A huge congratulations to all the winners and the other finalists as well. Thank you once again to all the attendees for your engagement, thought provoking questions, and enthusiasm throughout this session. A special thank you to the members of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell and Incubation Center for your hard work, dedication, and support in making this event possible and a huge success. Congratulations once again to our winners and to all who participated. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing each one of you continue this journey with this passion and innovation. The NEC form will be now sent on the YouTube chat. It will only be active for 5 minutes, so please make sure to get it filled within time. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in with EDC IC. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. Wish you a great life ahead. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.